The M1A rifle is still popular to this day for a couple reasons. First off, it is the last of the U.S. military rifles that adhered to the old lock, stock, and barrel. It fits a niche that's both classic and still has performance. It reaches a person that still thinks the rifle should look like there's an action, and then there's a barrel, and then there's a wooden stock. And they look at it and say, that's a rifle.
I was always drawn to the M1A because of the weight, a lot of it because of how it looked. And then when I got my first opportunity to shoot one, I fell in love with it because it felt like you were shooting a rifle. It was powerful, it was reliable. It took it back to that, into the World War II, onto Korea, into the beginning of Vietnam. That was the battle rifle at that time. And I just thought it looked supremely rifle-esque, I guess.
There are a lot of things you can do to an M1A to improve their ultimate precision. The standard gun shoots good right out of the box, but there are things you can do. And remember, the gun's been around a while. And with some tuning, the gun can be so accurate that it's precision rifle accurate while still being that reliable. So that, like in 1911, it just keeps getting developed better and better and better because the basic platform is so good that it deserves to continue on.
My buddy Randy at the shop put one together for me, and Corey, glass bed it and did all the finish work to it, and that gun shoots awesome. Yeah, it's one of those rifles that I'll never be without.
The M1A is just an old fuddy-duddy rifle, right? Not exactly, Steve. This one is pretty cool. Tell me about it.
This is our M1A SOCOM CQB.
CQB. So this is a short, compact package.
Right. It's taken off the version of our SOCOM 16.
Yeah.
So it's a 16-inch barrel. Okay, and we put it into a different stock. We've obviously, the first thing you notice, the stock and this.
And yeah, so you've got an adjustable stock, and you were saying this actually works with a lot of different stocks.
Right, you can put any AR-15 compatible, butt stock on that thing.
Okay.
Anything that you like. If you perhaps didn't like this, you could do that.
And I know people like to be able to put optics on it. This one already has the mount, and this model already has the optic on it.
It does.
Okay.
It's available with or without it. So what we've done here is we've just taken the place of the stripper clip guide. We've put a base on there with the little red dot on there, so you're ready to, get out there and shoot this thing.
Now, I know you are an M1A guy.
Yes.
What is it about the M1A?
It's a 308, Ryan, and it's just, and they're utterly reliable. I've shot thousands of rounds through the several guns that I've had, and I've never had a malfunction. I've run junk ammo, good ammo, they keep running. And
there's something also about kind of throwing back to this historic battle rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people just love shooting it because there's a lot of history there.
There is, and we actually run a match every year at Camp Perry, and people come out of the woodwork with their M1As to shoot this thing.
That's great. And they're hitting stuff at long distances.
300 yards, yeah, everything's 300 yards. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Okay, so SOCOM CQB from Springfield Armory, a short, compact package, but really powerful. That is fun. Steve, one thing that I noticed right off the bat with M1A platform, it's kind of an ambi platform.
It really is.
I shoot from the left side, and I can run the bolt, I can run the safety, I can run the mag release, and it kind of works for you as a righty.
It really does, and you're not having to take your hand off of the grip.
Right.
If I'm doing that, I'm pushing the gun over this way.
Right.
But other than that, the only thing on the left side is the bolt catch. Is the bolt catch is right there on the left side, but you know what? That's the only thing. Otherwise, this is probably the most ambidextrous rifle that, that's out there.
Well, and you've got a muzzle brake up front. Yeah, it's a 308, but there's not a lot of recoil. Another thing, you were saying this gun will just eat any load.
It really will. Years ago, I loaded up some 110 grain bullets, going about 1900, 2000 feet per second. Really light, ran through my M1A like butter.
Now, putting an optic on it, people for a long time have said, I want to put an optic on it. What does this do for the shooter?
It makes it easier to hit, Ryan. I mean, one thing, it's a red dot. It's like, takes all the guesswork out of a line in three things, the front, the rear, and the target.
Well, and also, even just with a red dot, even without a scope, it still makes a difference.
It does. It makes it easier to hit targets. It really does, for just about everybody.
Load this sucker up and show us. And, we were talking about the higher cheek weld also helps you line up on the optic.
On the optic, absolutely.
So, it's, you know, for me, this is kind of, it's fun, it's different. This is a modernized version of the M1A, and also it's going to adjust to a lot of shooters when you have things like the stock and the optic. It makes it a little easier to shoot.
It really does, you know, and a lot of people like that modern pistol grip, and this gun offers that.
If you want something that's kind of a piece of history, but it's modernized, fun to shoot, check out the SOCOM 16 CQB.